Stop, don't scroll. I am here, I am near. Breathe with me, in for 4, hold. Out for 6, again, in for 4, hold. Out for 6. Let your shoulders fall by a small miracle. Let your chest remember it is not a fortress. Let your mind dismount the horse it rides when everything feels urgent. You are safe enough to listen. You are loved enough to stay. You called the last season confusion. I called it foundation. You counted by clocks and calendars. I counted by roots and rivers. While you feared the delay, I was deepening the soil under your steps. Look again. The hinge of your story catches light. The door you thought would judge you opens like a quiet room prepared in advance. This is not a courtroom. It is a table. There is a place with your name carved into the back of a chair. Sit. Presence is the proof. Peace is the plate. Mercy is the bread still warm. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Feel how the breath builds a small cathedral in your ribs. Walls of calm. Windows of trust. A ceiling of steady sky. You have tried to talk yourself into serenity. Let me breathe you into it. My voice does not push. It invites. Impulse shoves. My guidance gathers. You will not be driven anymore like a cart of panic. You will be led like a person who belongs. You think you lost time. I gathered it. I'm the keeper of fragments. The one who turns shards into stained glass and hangs them where light tells the truth. I know the rooms you escaped at midnight. I know the sentences you swallowed to keep peace that wasn't peace. I know the ways you punished yourself for being human. Enough. I am not here to grade you. I am here to grow you. Grace is not an exam. Grace is water. Put your roots in it. Say this softly. I am not late. I'm being placed. Again, I am not late. I am being placed. Time does not command me. I command time. When I say now, roads appear where water once insisted on ruling. When I whisper rest, storms turn their faces away. When I lift a hand over your weariness, it learns a new alphabet and spells the word enough. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. There is a light that does not interrogate you. It makes you at home. It lays itself like morning across the table, where you'll learn to be unafraid of quiet. You do not have to perform here. You do not have to explain here. You do not have to stand on your toes to reach me. Sit. Hear the clock unlearn panic. Hear the house inhale mercy. Hear your name spoken without hurry. I am not asking you to be perfect. I'm offering you partnership. Walk with me while the world tries to sprint without learning how to stand. Your pace will offend hurry and attract health. Your words will be gentle without surrendering truth. Your yes will be clean. Your no will be kind. You will not audition for rooms I didn't send you to. You will not chase applause that can't keep you company at midnight. I will keep you company at midnight. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Put your hand over your heart. Feel the rhythm I keep. Put your eyes on the door that used to frighten you. Watch it become a window. Put your feet under the table. I set it in the presence of everything that said you would never rest. Rest is not laziness. It is loyalty to the truth that I am God and you are loved. You have worn the same labels too long. Let me rename you without ceremony, like a father calling from the porch at dusk. Not late, being placed. Not a burden, becoming a blessing. Not disqualified, chosen in ordinary clothes. These names are not slogans. They are assignments stitched into your daily coat. Wear them where wind can't steal them. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Hear how even silence has a voice if you let it. It says stay. It says slow enough to be present. It says your worth is not a project. It says what I give you will remain. Whisper that with me. What you give me will remain. Again, what you give me will remain. Let the words land and turn their faces to the light. A small ritual for your day. In the morning, before you touch your phone, breathe 1 full cycle with me. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Whisper, I am not late. I am being placed. At midday, drink water and listen to a faithful sound for 60 seconds. The hum of a refrigerator, the wind across a leaf, your own breath when you stop bracing. At night, write 3 gratitudes and 1 sentence you will speak gently to yourself tomorrow. A promise, not a performance. These are not chores. They are the hinges that keep the door of peace from squeaking. If this finds you now, subscribe so this peace keeps finding you, and those who need a chair at this table. You're not helping a channel. You're keeping the light on for travelers in the dark. Look around. The room learned your weight and stopped preparing for impact. Shame used to arrive early and rearrange the furniture. It does not get a key anymore. Fear used to stand by the window and forecast storms. It can watch the weather. It cannot alter the climate. You carried emergency like a second spine. Lay it down. You will not break without it. You will bend and bless the wind that once frightened you. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. You have asked whether the pain had a point. Pain is a stern teacher, but it does not have tenure here. It taught you where you were thin. It taught you who looks like care but isn't. It taught you the difference between adrenaline and courage. Class is over. Take what is useful. Leave the rest like chalk dust on empty air. I am not a rumor of kindness. I am the fact. When you felt unseen, I kept watch. When you felt unheard, I stored the syllables of your sighs and turned them into petitions with your name handwritten across the top. When you felt unloved, I kept loving and waited until your hands were free enough to receive it. You do not owe me performance to make up for the years. You owe me only your presence now. Breathe with me in for 4. Hold out for 6. We are not erasing your history. We are editing its power. The pages that used to shout are becoming footnotes. The chapters that used to humiliate you are becoming altars. Where you were cut, I am grafting. Where you were burned, I am building new skin with the memory of flame, but not the fear. Where you were overlooked, I am placing you in plain sight, first for your own eyes, then for those who need your steadiness more than your show. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Let it interrupt the monologue that keeps you small. Let it walk you to the mirror, where you will practice telling the truth without a tremor. You are not behind. You are being aligned. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not disqualified. You are being designated. I will teach you how to inhabit a day like someone who knows the house belongs to them. You will open windows. You will tidy without punishment. You will cook mercies and eat them without apology. You will answer knocks without fear and decline invitations without guilt. You will set boundaries like fences that keep fruit safe to ripen, not like walls meant to shame the neighborhood. Whisper it again. What you give me will remain. Let the phrase become your pocket prayer when traffic snarls, when email multiplies, when old voices try new disguises. Let it become the secret melody under the noise of a store, the refuge of your mind on a crowded train, the comfort when night goes long. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. I'm the one who sits at the head of the table and never leaves you to clear it alone. I am the one who notices the dish you broke and thanks you for trying. I'm the one who washes feet without making a speech. I'm the one who turns lights low and sings a small song over your nerves until they remember who is Lord here. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. If fear returns at noon, we will breathe again. If old scripts show up with costumes, we will not audition. If comparison knocks, we will hand it bread and send it on its way. You are not a product. You are a person. You are not an algorithm's experiment. You are my beloved, placed on purpose. What I give you will remain. My word will not return empty. Sleep will not be stolen tonight. Work will not be worshipped tomorrow. Love will not be rationed like a commodity. Mercy will not be borrowed with interest. Peace will not be occasional. It will be practiced until it becomes native. If this table steadies you, subscribe so you remember to come back, and so others wandering late find the door unlocked and the lamp lit. Stay, eat, rest, then rise with me, not to impress the morning, but to befriend it. Breathe with me in for 4. Hold out for 6. I am here, I am near. You are home. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Hear the low bell? It comes from the water you once feared. Breathe with me in for 4. Hold out for 6. Your ribs loosen around the truth. We sail not as fugitives from storms, but as students of a faithful wind. Panic rushes. Peace sets a cadence. Impulse pushes. My guidance invites. You will learn to love direction more than speed. Take the helm with me. The wood under your palms knows your weight and stops bracing. The rope sings quietly in the pulleys. The deck forgets to tremble. You have sailed by other people's weather reports. Today, you will sail by companionship. Maps matter. My presence matters more. When fog lowers, I gift you a tone no counterfeit can mimic. Listen for that bell, steady, small, honest. Follow it. Look starboard. A lane of silver appears where charts insist there is none. I make ways through water. Look port. Your wake writes rest on the sea, a gospel for anyone behind you. Ahead, a harbor forms inside the horizon like a promise you can't unhear. You wanted assurance that you will not drown. You have me instead. Better assurance, nearer than your fear. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Say this softly. I release the helm, but I do not lose the voyage. Again, I release the helm, but I do not lose the voyage. Surrender is not erasure. It is alignment. Your mind is not muted. It is tuned. Your strength is not discarded. It is employed where it actually matters. The ocean is not a judge. It is a teacher with 1,000 honest metaphors. You ask, what if I choose wrong? Hear me. A wrong turn cannot cancel a right companion. I'm not an itinerary easily ruined. I am a living way. When you drift, I nudge. When you stall, I breathe. When you speed past wisdom to please a crowd, I do not leave the deck. I steady you until applause fades into usefulness. Repentance will be your shortcut, not your shame. Course correction will be kindness, not condemnation. Breathe with me in for 4. Hold out for 6. A ritual for weather. When wind rises, lower what must lower before it tears. That is wisdom, not weakness. When waves stack, face them a few degrees truer. Life respects honest angles. When sirens try their old trick, fix your ear on the bell I gave you. Sirens flatter and drown. Bells humble and guide. You will not be a tourist to your own voyage anymore. You will be crew. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Bring me the barrels of bitterness you hid under canvas, the crates of comparison that slide with every swell, the nets knotted by vows that kept you safe and small. Onto the deck with them. We will cut their lines. We will watch the sea take what it can digest. Your hands will be lighter. Your knees will stop locking. Your eyes will learn the language of horizon without suspicion. You will find companions along the route, some for a mile, some for a season, a few for the length of the voyage. Pride will call partnership weakness. Humility will call it ballast. Ballast does not slow you. It keeps you from flipping when praise changes direction. Thank those who row when your arms shake. Bless those who listen when fog whispers. Honor those who say reef the sail before the tear. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. There is a harbor closer than your fear allows. You have circled it, convinced its mouth is too narrow. Watch the current draw you like a welcome. No fanfare, no panic. You will dock without drama. You will mend without spectacle. You will laugh at a table set on a pier that remembers your name. But we will not make the harbor a shrine. We will leave again when wind tells the truth. Assignment for your next hour. Drink water. Take 10 slow steps on real ground. Send one message softer than you planned. Say no once without apology. These are the sailor's chores of the soul. Small things keep big storms from owning your day. Breathe with me, in for 4. Hold, out for 6. Say it. My pace is guided, not guessed. My course is chosen, not feared. Let those words be cleats to tie your attention when wind pretends to be truth. Anxiety impersonates insight. Discernment carries a quiet bell tone that never lies. Listen, follow, repeat. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. I bless your mornings with clarity before headlines. I bless your decisions with a pace that prevents regret. I bless your conversations with gentleness that disarms without surrendering integrity. I bless your deadlines with honest limits. I bless your rest to be rest indeed. This is not indulgence. This is seamanship. This is not denial. This is dominion. Do not make sport of calm. Honor command. Do not worship a rival. Love accompaniment. Do not treat silence like punishment. Treat it like navigation. The world brags about mileage. Heaven celebrates fidelity. You will measure not by how loud the wake looks from shore, but by how sure the compass stays in your palm. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Lift your eyes. Dawn draws a line across the east and writes your name in pale gold. Even night cooperates with my purpose. Even wind knows its leash. Even waves confess a boundary. Let courage rise without adrenaline. Let hope sing without audience. Let obedience steer without drama. Breathe once more, in for 4. Hold, out for 6. I am here, I am near. Sail on. Don't scroll. What I planted in you lives. Breathe with me, in for 4. Hold. Out for 6 again. The ground under your life is not abandoned. It is a garden under covenant. Dormancy is not death, it is design. Seeds disappear to appear differently. They go low to go long. They surrender shape to receive destiny. Learn from them. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. You called it delay. I call it dormancy. You called it silence. I call it soil work. Under what looks still, I am busy. Under what looks dry, I am moving water. Under what looks small, I'm multiplying sweetness cell by cell. You wanted harvest before roots. I'm mending hunger into hope by teaching time a kinder pace inside you. Walk the rows with me. The gate needs no lock. Love keeps watch. The path is narrow to keep you honest, wide enough to keep you hopeful. See the row where your tears watered the dirt when no one saw? I saw. Tears did not drown promise, they irrigated it. I keep a ledger where rain is accounted and seasons are scheduled. Nothing planted in trust is forgotten. Breathe with me, in for 4. Hold, out for 6. Pruning is not punishment, it's architecture. I do not cut to humiliate. I cut to create capacity. I remove what steals light. I trim what would grow leafy without sweetness. I pinch what would exhaust you in show, but fail you in fruit. The snip you fear is a mercy. The lightness you feel is not loss. It is room for better weight. Stop, listen, peace enters your room now. Spring rehearses behind the hill like a choir clearing its throat. Buds swell with sentences flowers will speak later. Bees memorize roots written in sunlight. Wind learns the names of every stem. You measure with noise. The garden measures with quiet endurance. Trust the slow miracles. Say this: I will not call winter a failure. Again, I will not call pruning a punishment. Let those words be mulch against drought of courage. Let them keep moisture near roots when headlines try to dry you. Let them keep heat inside hope when the world forgets to be warm. Assignment for your day. Morning, breathe 406 before your screen. Touch leaf or light and whisper, I am not late. I am being placed. Midday, stand near a living thing for 60 seconds and say one gratitude out loud. Night, write 3 thanks and 1 tenderness you'll offer your own heart tomorrow. These are watering times, not tasks. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. The trellis you feared would confine you is kindness. Vines need a frame so sweetness doesn't spoil in the dirt. Let me tie you where you grow best. Let me guide your reach from frantic to fruitful. Not every seed belongs to every soil. Some blew in by wind and sprinted like anxiety. We will replant with wisdom. No scandal. Just gardening. Look here. Do you see the hairline split in the crust? Kneel. Place your ear to the ground. Hear the quiet struggle as a promise presses upward. There, that green blade thinner than a whisper, thicker than despair. Bless the first fruit and more will feel welcome. Treat it like a messenger, not a trophy. Write 1 seed word in the comments, 1 word you want me to grow in you today. Peace, trust, focus, joy, patience. Your word waters your own row and someone else's. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold, out for 6. Weeds are misplaced enthusiasm, not enemies with souls. We will remove them without hatred and compost their energy into future good. Failure is not waste. It is fertilizer. Shame is poor soil. Gratitude makes loam. I redeem at the granular level, root hair by root hair. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Night does not cancel growth. It shelters it. Roots do their best thinking in the dark. Sweetness migrates inward while stars keep watch. Bless the moon for guarding what the sun began. Sleep in fields of promise. Wake to promise keeping its word. Beauty for its own sake is not frivolous. It is truthful. Do not rush blossoms into fruit in your imagination. Love what is lovely even before it feeds you. Plenty will come. Today, let color teach you to be gentle with beginnings. Guard your garden by presence, not patrol. Walk humming blessing. Shame will try to make you sheriff. Love will make you keeper. Keep, and you will notice a rival's fear would miss. When neighbors boast of baskets, bless them and keep tending your row. Envy overheats. Thanksgiving cools. Late frost? Cover what is tender with kindness and wait for sun. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. I label seedlings in the greenhouse of your soul. Courage, gentleness, discernment, joy, self-control that is not a fist, but a faithful hand. You will not throw them out in a drama. You will keep them with ordinary water, breath, blessing, boundaries. Let time be a song, not a stopwatch. Ripening cannot be rushed without ruining what you begged me to give. When peace says now, you will pick without fear of rot on the road. You will carry sweetness like a lantern and not spill. Ask yourself, if peace ran your next hour, what would you do gently instead of urgently? Drink water first? 10 breaths by a window? A thank you you've delayed? Plant that small act. Birds will come sing above it. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Thunder speaks in the distance. We respect it. We do not worship it. We stake what needs staking. We tie what needs tying. Then we rest. Storms honor preparation and trust, not anxiety. If wind takes a limb, we cut clean. New growth favors honest cuts over ragged breaks. You will laugh in this field because gratitude freshens your voice. You will cry in this field because tenderness is strong enough to weep and still work. You will pass bowls without horns, and someone hungry will call it miracle, though you only call it Tuesday with me. Say it again. What you give me will remain. Let it settle like evening over bright leaves. Let crickets score the amen. Let sparrows tuck their questions under the phrase and sleep. Close the gate gently. Carry the scent of green covenant with you. I am here. I am tending. I am faithful. The season that seemed asleep was learning the chorus. Soon it will sing from your branches and you will answer, not with surprise, but with recognition. He was working all along. Stop! Don't scroll. What you need for today is already here. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Again, in for 4. Hold. Out for 6. Lay down the sack of tomorrows you've been dragging like a second spine. You want a year of answers. I hand you a day of bread. This is not stinginess. It is intimacy. I feed you close so you keep sitting close. Anxiety prays to the future and calls it wisdom. Peace blesses the present and calls it trust. Take what the morning gives, light enough for the next step, strength enough for the next kindness, mercy enough for the next choice. Stop. Listen, peace enters your room now. Wander falls where grumbling can't see it. Bend low, gather what fits in your hands. Do not hoard what rots without trust. Grace spoils when stored in fear. It multiplies when shared in love. Say this softly, I will not starve while standing under your sky. Again, I will not starve while standing under your sky. The wilderness is not an argument against my care. It is a theater for it. Rocks break and water learns your name. Shade visits at noon. A column of quiet leads you by night. You have worshipped the calendar of scarcity. Not enough time, not enough money, not enough me. I free you from that liturgy. Your portion is not a rumor. It arrives disguised as ordinary. Steady breath, honest work, a voice that chooses gentleness over genius, a path that prefers faithful over flashy. The world sells spectacles. I give signals. Your signal today is simple. Receive, return, release. Receive what I place in your hands. Return thanks with your mouth. Release what isn't yours to hold. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. If the map feels blank, look for me, not for lines. I am the line. When you cannot see far, you do not need far. You need near. Walk with me and watch the desert bloom in footprints. Let your pace be guided, not guessed. Your shoes will last longer than rumor says. Your courage will taste like bread and sound like laughter you did not expect to find this side of certainty. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. This is the kitchen of grace. The light is soft. The room smells like bread and something warm with cinnamon. This is where ordinary becomes holy. You've eaten on your feet long enough. Sit. You are not on trial. You are at a table. I butter your attention with quiet. I pour your cup with presence. I do not measure your worth in plates washed or problems solved, but in how willing you are to remain while I serve what heals you. You ask, what about tomorrow? Tomorrow is learning to walk toward you at the same pace you now learn to breathe. When it arrives, it will arrive with its own bread. Today's manna has today's flavor. Savor what is here. Let sweetness teach you to stop sprinting past goodness as though goodness were a trap. It is not. It is a teacher. Slow your fork. Bless the bite. Call the warmth a miracle without waiting for the fireworks you were trained to crave. Say this, I receive my portion without apology. Again, I receive my portion without apology. Hunger that submits to timing becomes hope. Hunger that fights timing becomes haste. Let me turn haste back into holy appetite. The desert was never meant to starve you, but to strip the noise from your hearing so you could recognize my voice without the competition of lesser songs. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. If you are tempted to count what is missing, count mercies instead. The breath that returned without you remembering to ask. The door that opened without you knowing who turned the handle. The friend who texted precisely when courage began to fray. The line in a psalm that felt like it had your fingerprints on it. Gratitude is not denial. It is diagnosis. It tells you the source before you hallucinate scarcity again. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Here is a small ritual for your day. Morning, before your screen, breathe one full cycle with me. Touch the cool edge of a cup or a window and whisper, I am not late. I'm being placed. Midday, drink water slowly and name one thing I provided you didn't notice at dawn. Night, write 3 gratitudes and 1 tenderness you will offer your own heart tomorrow. These are not chores. They are campfires. They keep the chill of hurry from ruling your tent. Do not despise smallness. Farmers do not mock seeds because they cannot lunch on them. Bakers do not insult dough because it needs time. Saints do not shame the lamp because it lights one table and not the whole town. Light your table. Feed who sits. Trust me with the town. The town will taste because your table stayed hospitable, not because you scorched yourself trying to be the sun. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. I see how your mind runs ahead and calls it responsible. Responsibility without rest is a costume for fear. Rest is not permission to neglect. It is wisdom to notice. Notice how bread breaks into enough when gratitude precedes it. Notice how strength returns when you stop negotiating with dread. Notice how your face changes when you are not trying to convince the room that you deserve to be in it. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. You are allowed to be provided for without performing for the provision. I fed a prophet by birds. I fed a crowd with a child's lunch. I fed a nation with a mystery that tasted like tenderness. I have lost no recipes. I have not run out of ovens. When you ask, but how? I answer, with me. When you insist, give me the math, I hand you a table. When you fear, what if it's not enough? I place you in a story where enough multiplies by moving, not by hoarding. Say this softly, I will not starve while standing under your sky. Again, I will not starve while standing under your sky. Let your jaw unclench around the sentence. Let your shoulders lower, as though they recognize the voice that said light and meant it forever. Let your hands open because they cannot receive with fists. Breathe with me in for 4. Hold out for 6. The wilderness teaches you to keep only what you can carry, and carry only what you can bless. Put down the heavy collection of what if. Pick up the easy yoke of what now. Now is where manna falls. Now is where water learns your name. Now is where pillars of quiet guide you without needing a map you pretend you can control. Stop, listen, peace enters your room now. If envy rises when others post their baskets, bless them and keep tending your row. Your oven is not their oven. Your recipe is not their recipe. Your table is not their stage. Live like a kitchen, not a theater. Kitchens change the world with heat and patience, not applause. When a pot boils over, lower the flame, no shame. When a cup slips and shatters, fetch a cloth, no speeches. When the timer chimes, open the door and be surprised how right on time something is when you did not stare at it the whole way through. Assignment for your next hour. Choose one task and finish it kindly. Drink water. Step to a window and let honest weather rebuke your screens shouting. Speak one sentence to yourself that you would trust if I said it. I am with you, and that is enough for this minute. Send one message softer than you planned. Say no once without apology. The kingdom advances by teaspoons when tables are tended. Stop, listen, peace enters your room now. Take this portion with open hands, and if it steadies you, subscribe, so you remember to return to this table, and so hungry hearts can find it set when they arrive late and tired. You are not just clicking a button. You are keeping a light on for travelers who forgot they were welcome. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold, out for 6. You worry you will miss your calling while peeling potatoes. You will not. I love to hide glory in the plain. I slid royalty into wood shavings. I hid resurrection in a rented garden. I am not embarrassed by the unglamorous place where love becomes bread. Neither should you be. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Do you see how your breathing made space for hope to sit beside you without argument? Do you feel how your pulse calmed enough to consider kindness again? This is what daily bread does. It tames wolves at the edge of your thoughts and teaches them to sleep. It is hard to be cruel on a full heart. Let me feed you until cruelty is bored and leaves. Say this: I receive what is mine today and release what is not. Again. I receive what is mine today and release what is not. You cannot carry tomorrow's oven on today's shoulders. You can carry today's loaf into rooms that forgot the smell of mercy. That is enough. That is more than enough when I break it and bless it and put it back in your hands, heavier than you gave it to me. Breathe with me, in for 4. Hold, out for 6. If fear returns at noon dressed as productivity, invite it to sit and eat. It cannot chew gratitude. If shame knocks at 3 with a list of all the ways you didn't earn this, let it wash the dishes, quietly, and learn the liturgy of small thank yous. If loneliness arrives at dusk and tries to swallow the room, light a candle, bless your name out loud, and remember that I like your company, which is why I keep showing up. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Your family will taste this shift. Not because you preach at dinner, but because you stop sighing like hope is late. Not because you demand devotion, but because you stop treating love like a scarce condiment. Not because you become a saint by morning, but because you become a person who eats and shares and rests without making war on your own soul. I will teach you to plan by enough. Enough time to do the faithful thing, not everything. Enough money to honor your commitments and be kind in secret. Enough strength to carry what is yours and return what is not. Enough joy to leak into conversations. Until other people look up and wonder why the air just changed. Say it again. I will not starve while standing under your sky. What I give you will remain. My word will not return empty. The end of hoarding is the start of hospitality. The end of panic is the start of presence. The end of performance is the start of prayer that sounds like laughter when the soup is right, and the bread is warm, and everyone's shoulders are lower than when they walked in. Breathe once more. In for 4, hold us out for 6. Leave a plate in your mind for the one who will need it this week. You don't have to know their name yet. I do. Keep a seat free. Keep a sentence ready. You're not late. You're being placed. Keep a blessing in your pocket. Peace to your pace, courage to your hands, rest to your bones. If this table steadies you, subscribe so you remember to return, and so others find the door unlocked and the lamp lit. I will be here. Bread will be warm. Mercy will be plentiful, and you will learn to live like someone who is fed by love, not chased by lack. Stop, don't scroll, be still with me a moment. Breathe with me, in for 4, hold, out for 6. Again, in for 4, hold, out for 6. You feared the fire because you didn't know the smith. The hammer is not hatred. The anvil is not anger. Heat is not a verdict. It is a kindness that pulls hidden strength to the surface. I am tempering you for weight you will carry without cracking. I am naming you for work that requires courage without adrenaline. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Hear the measured blows, rhythm, not rage, teaching metal to remember its purpose. I do not pound to punish. I strike to align the grain. Bend with me, not away. Quench when I say rest. Return to flame when I say rise. Say this with me: I am being formed, not flattened. Again, I am being formed, not flattened. Bring me the scrap you hide, bent vows, twisted habits, the shame you keep melting into the same small idol. Onto the anvil with it. Sparks leap, the leaving of what you no longer need. Mercy is in the metalwork, grace is in the grain. I'm giving you an edge that frees bonds, not flesh. A spine that bows in worship, yet will not bow to lies. Bravado shouts, bravery serves. Bravado burns out, bravery learns the bell of pacing. Breathe with me, in for 4, hold, out for 6. You rule while the forge sings. Speak truth without heat, set boundaries without bitterness, practice courage in teaspoons. Send one message kindly, keep one promise quietly. Ask for help before the panic, not after. Courage grows by repetitions, not by headlines. Heroics that ignore wisdom become harm. Holy steadiness becomes help. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. I am reshaping your no to protect what makes your yes sweet. A dull blade bruises more than it blesses. A sharpened blade frees without tearing. I am honing discernment so you cut through noise without cutting people. I am tempering patience so it won't shatter under pressure. I am weighting your hope so wind won't fling it like tin. You ask, will this make me hard? No, it will make you whole. Hardness is a shield against love. Wholeness is a vessel for it. Steel is honest about force. Silk is honest about softness. I teach you to carry both in one life. A tenderness that doesn't surrender truth and a strength that never starves compassion. Breathe with me, in for 4, hold, out for 6. See the tongs lift that glowing length, drawn out, elongated, truer than before. You thought you were a lump, you are becoming a line. Purpose prefers a profile that serves, not a shape that shows off. Let me draw you longer where you were short, round you where you were sharp, balance you where you were brittle, and steady you where you were soft in compromise. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Quench is not cruelty, it is setting. The hiss you fear is the sound of strength deciding to stay. At the right moment I cool you so you do not warp. At the right moment I return you to flame so you do not soften into concession. You are learning the dialogue of heat and rest. How? Passion partners with patience. How zeal kneels before wisdom. Say it softly, I am not late, I am being placed. Again, I am not late, I am being placed. Placement is precision. I do not toss tools. I hang them where hands can find them when another's freedom needs a faithful edge. You will not sit forever on a rack of good intentions. I will put you in a hand and aim you toward a lock that thought it could never open. Breathe with me, in for 4, hold, out for 6. You feared conflict because you only learned the violence of panic. I am teaching you the gentleness of authority. Your words will be warm enough to welcome and weighty enough to warn. Your silence will be full, not fearful. You will not argue to win. You will answer to free. You will not storm rooms. You will stand in them until storms run out of excuses. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Bring me the small vows you whispered to survive. I'll never need anyone. I must always be ready. If I stop, I'll be forgotten. They kept you alive and kept you away. Lay them on the anvil. Hear them lose their power in the ring of a better promise. I will be with you. I will remember you. I will lead you at a pace that doesn't trade your soul for applause. Assignment for your next hour. Stand. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe. 14406, and name one courageous act you will do kindly today, an email you've avoided, a boundary you'll state softly, an apology you'll offer without drama. Then drink water. Courage travels better in a hydrated heart. Text one sentence gentler than you planned. Sit for 60 seconds with your hands open as a sign you're not clenching outcomes. Say this with me: what you give me will remain. Again, what you give me will remain. Hold your life to light. See how straighter it looks when truth becomes the lamp instead of fear. Hold your decisions to balance. Feel how surer they rest when love shares the weight. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. If accusation arrives dressed as concern, answer with fruit, not fury. If comparison boasts its medals, answer with service, not speech. If old shame rattles in a drawer you forgot you owned, bring it into the forge. Metal remembers heat better than dust remembers hiding. Breathe with me, in for 4. Hold, out for 6. When the world begs for spectacle, keep choosing substance. When your body remembers the tremor of alarms, let ritual retrain it. Breath, blessing, boundary. When your mind tries to sprint, teach it to march. Marching looks slower and arrives truer. Marching keeps formation with peace. Stop, listen, peace enters your room now. If this courage is forming in you, subscribe, so this workshop stays open for the ones who still fear the fire, and so you. Remember to return when the world tries to unmake what we are making. Your click is not vanity, it is a lamp left on for travelers who need a warm forge more than a loud stage. Now, write in the comments one spark of courage for today, 7 words or fewer. A seed phrase you will actually practice. Kind boundary at 3 p.m. Send the apology. One honest no today. Ask for help early. Your spark might be the tool another heart needs to begin. Breathe with me. In for 4, hold, out for 6. Feel the shop grow quiet for a moment. The hammer rests. The metal sings its cooling song. Your pulse slows to a human tempo again. I am not rushing you into wars you were never meant to fight. I am readying you to free captives that panic forgot to notice. I am forging you to cut chains, not corners, to open doors, not wounds. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. Lift your eyes. See the rack of tools along the wall? Everyone has a story of heat survived and purpose fulfilled. You are joining a lineage of usefulness that never needed applause to know it mattered. I will set you to work in places that do not trend and in lives that never post. Love likes anonymity, it multiplies there. Say it again. I am being formed, not flattened. What you give me will remain. I am not late. I am being placed. Let those phrases become guardrails when adrenaline pretends to be guidance. Let them steady your breath when you smell the old smoke of fear and think you must run or roar. You will not run. You will not roar. You will remain and redeem. Breathe once more. In for 4, hold, out for 6. The day is waiting, not to test you, but to meet you, tempered, tender, true. Go as a quiet liberation. Go as an edge that frees without fame. Go as proof that fire in a friend's hands turns fear into form and form into a life that lasts. Stop, don't scroll. This is the morning your soul remembers its name. Breathe with me. In for 4, hold, out for 6. Again, in for 4, hold, out for 6. Night loosened its grip. Mercy kept watch. I open the window of this day and write light across your face. You asked for thunder. I answer with dawn. You asked for proof. I answer with presence. Receive it. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. The city wakes like a prayer. Corners that collected fear will host laughter you thought you had lost. Windows that once reflected you coldly will greet you like friends. Your steps are not an audition. They are a procession. You will not hustle for worth. You will carry it like sunrise. I give you a new name phrase, short, strong, simple, to wear where wind can't steal it. Whisper it now. I am not late. I'm being placed again. I'm not late. I'm being placed. Placement is truer than arrival. Arrival brags. Placement belongs. Today you will move like someone whose seat is reserved, whose voice is useful, whose silence is full. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Look up with me from the rooftop of your thoughts. This is the observatory of your soul. Maps fail, constellations remain. Faithfulness is the North Star that does not negotiate. Hope is the band of the Milky Way, crossing your doubts without noise. Grace is a comet you thought you'd never see, appearing when you stopped demanding skies to perform on cue. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. You steered by headlines. Now steer by lights older than fear. Trace this with your finger. Mercy, steady as a pole star. Patience, a quiet planet keeping faithful time. Joy, a cluster you kept overlooking because grief felt noble and laughter felt unsafe. I'm not embarrassed to make your sky beautiful before I ask your hands to do hard things. Assignment for your morning, 10 slow steps outside. Let honest weather rebuke your screens. Drink water. Speak one blessing over your own name. Peace to your pace. Courage to your hands. Rest to your bones. At midday, 1 minute of stillness, listening for the smallest faithful sound. At night, 3 mercies written down and 1 release of what is not yours to carry into sleep. Say this softly: what you give me will remain. Again, what you give me will remain. Let the words ring like a bell that calls your attention without scolding. Let them become the refrain you hum while tying your shoes, brewing your tea, opening your laptop with gentleness instead of dread. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Walk the waking streets with me. When critics perform, you will not audition. When crowds rush, you will not elbow. When old scripts whisper, you will answer with your new name. I commission your attention to notice who needs the quiet help you carry. I commission your tongue to build, your eyes to bless, your hands to honor small work. Your glory today is usefulness soaked in love. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. If anxiety climbs your spine like cold, put your hand over your heart and count 4 windows of light in the room. Name 4 gifts already here. Say aloud, I am companioned. I am kept. I am being placed. Feel how panic cannot hold when presence is practiced. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. The office, the classroom, the shop, the house, each will become a small sanctuary because you walk in with a portable altar. Attention. You will not dramatize maturity. You will practice it. 1 honest boundary, 1 generous assumption, 1 apology not wrapped in excuses, 1 celebration that doesn't need a crowd. Do not despise the quiet errands of mercy. Do not wait for the platform. Find the person. Do not postpone joy until every list is done. Invite joy to walk while lists change shape. I'm not grading your efficiency. I'm growing your fidelity. Fruit does not rush the sun and still calls the day successful. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. If weariness lingers at noon, sit by a window and let the city's hum become a psalm. If loneliness sharpened your morning, greet a stranger with dignity and let your own face learn what it looks like to be kind first. If anger crouched by your inbox, delay your reply and let me edit the heat out until truth can travel safely. Stop. Listen. Peace enters your room now. Write in the comments 1 line you will live today, 7 words or fewer. A seed sentence, not a slogan. Peace sets my pace. I answer softly. Boundaries without bitterness. I am being placed. Your line becomes a lantern for another traveler who will read and say, me too. Participation is planting. Your words may be the small flame another heart needs. You worry that if you slow, you'll be passed. You will be passed by panic. Let it hurry to nowhere. You will arrive where love works. People fed by your gentleness will remember longer than those impressed by your speed. People safe in your presence will trust my presence sooner than those dazzled by your performance. Say this again. I am not late. I'm being placed. Placement means there is a seat with your name where your voice can be true without tremor. Placement means some rooms are not yours, and that's liberation, not loss. Placement means you can stop chasing and start choosing. Breathe with me. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Think of the evening already blessing you from the horizon. You will not drag the sun back up to finish what only tomorrow can hold. You will lay it down, and I will keep watch. You will sleep like someone expected at dawn, not like someone being tested by it. Stop, listen. Peace enters your room now. If envy taps your shoulder this afternoon, bless the one you envied and return to your lane with a smile. If shame tries to borrow your mouth, decline the loan. It never pays back. If fear says, prove it, answer, I am placed, not performing. Then breathe in for 4, hold, out for 6. Let your day end with a small holiness, warm water on your hands, a light left on for yourself like welcome, a thank you spoken into the quiet. Close your eyes and hand me your unfinished. I'm better at midnight than you are at coffee. I will move in rooms you cannot enter, hearts you cannot hold, details you cannot track. Sleep is worship when you trust me to be God while you are gloriously human. Say it one last time with me. What you give me will remain. I'm not late. I'm being placed. My word will not return empty. Your life is not a project to perfect. It is a place to place, again and again, under the light that keeps coming every morning without your permission and with all my love. Breathe once more. In for 4. Hold out for 6. Go with me, commissioned, companioned, and kept. And before you go, write your line below so another soul finds their way by it. Then walk the street like a quiet psalm. Let doors open without knocking. Let kindness interrupt your schedule and call it kingdom. I'm here, I'm near. We begin.